Hey everybody, happy Memorial Day. I want to say thanks to all those that have served and are serving our country. Reason we celebrate today. So, as always, every week, before I get into the numbers about what's going on in Collin County and the Dallas-Fort Worth real estate market, I like to give some context. So, interest rates are sitting where they were in 2008, right before the housing crash. Am I saying that's what's going to happen? No. But it's a sign of where we're at. That's why homes are moving slow, at least the smoke screen that people use for not buying a house. But we know it's not just rates. Rates are at their norm. The average rate, I think, has been right around 7 over the last 50 to 100 years, whatever, however long we've had mortgages. My first home was 7.75 when I was in, was 6 7/8, and that was 28 years ago. And that's about where we sit today. Now, granted, home prices are higher. What's even higher, property taxes and insurance. Those last two are bigger than the mortgage payment itself in many cases. So now let's talk about oil prices. Of course, we know gasoline's really expensive, but good news is West Texas Intermediate was sitting at $90, just over 90. It was over 100 last week. Same thing for Brent crude. It was at 96, almost 97. It was over 100 also. So, that being said, hopefully we'll see improvement in gas prices, inflation. The biggest thing driving the market is consumer sentiment. I had this conversation with the seller last week, as a matter of fact. So let's get into those numbers. All across Dallas-Fort Worth, now, of course, today being a holiday, numbers are down because we have 1 day of data that's not posted. We had 8,426 new listings that hit the market. That's down 899 from the week before. 1,042 homes went back on the market. That's down 6. 930 sellers didn't get the memo. That's not a seller's market. That's down 137 from the week before. But 9,375 homeowners decreased the price of their home. That's down 1,568. There are 1,963 homes that went under contract last week. That's up 20. 5,161 homes closed. That's down 340 from the prior week. 516 homes expired off MLS. That's down 141. And we had 2,649 home sellers canceled their listing, threw their hands up, said, I'm done, probably not listening to their agent. That's down 267. Now let's talk about just Collin County. Currently, there's 5,697 homes on the market in Collin County. 863 homes that are under contract. 1,812 homes that are pending to close. And we've had 6,328 homes close this year in Collin County. I'm going to get back on the content engine, most likely next week. Have some new content that I planned. If there's anything you want me to talk about, I'm happy to. I actually had a couple of people reach out to me last week, one from LinkedIn, asking me about specific things, and another one asked me about filing property taxes. If you didn't file your protest, it's too late. That ended May 15th. But if you want a couple companies' names that I use, I can give you that. You can do it yourself. If you don't want to pay someone, I get busy, so I've hired a company here locally. I used to use a company, I'll just say, based in Houston. They did good, and then they didn't. Hope you're doing well. Have a great Memorial Day. See you next week. Enjoy the weather.